Well, good morning. Another chilly one. Woo! And it's icy, by the way. I just took the dogs out, and as soon as Tessa stepped out the door, she slid a little bit. So, yep, she's like, I'm out of here. I'm going back to the bedroom. Do you see that? That was cute. All right, if you are just tuning in, let me introduce myself. I'm your host, Monica Adams. The Real Monica Adams Show is what you're tuned into. So tell your family and friends. In fact, today we're going to get very interactive. I'm going to talk about overall wellness. And I'm doing this because I'm hearing so much chatter and seeing so much on social media having to do with people talking about waiting until January 1st. And I am exactly against that. Right now, no better time. Who knows that you're promised? I mean, I hate to say that, but it's true. Who knows that you're promised to get to January 1st? So why would you not live out your best days if your time was ticking away? Have an incredible mental, physical, spiritual state every single day. So we're chipping away at this, talking about overall wellness. And in fact, I brought a bunch of stuff here into the living room. I'm showing you that it doesn't take a lot for you, whether you're at home, you're on vacation, wherever you're going, to take some things with you to always ensure that you take care of your body, right? That's the physical side, but taking care of the mind is so vastly important as well. So we're going to do that today, overall wellness. We're going to talk. We're going to get interactive. In fact, I'd love for those of you that can, obviously, if you're grabbing the kids and you're heading off to work, you're heading off to dropping them off at school, then maybe you come back to this and you comment when you can later, do a little hashtag replay and let me know what in fact is keeping you from starting, what in fact is keeping you from setting those goals, what is finally going to get you to break through the problems that you've had in the past. That's my big question to you. So for those of you that have not ever reached your goals and you're wondering why, what's stuck for me? What's preventing me from doing that? Well, let's look at those patterns. Okay. So today you're going to get a little life coaching. You're going to get a little personal training. We're going to put it all together for you. And I'm going to show you. Some people have been asking me, okay, Monica, it's coming up to Christmas and I have New Year's resolution goals that I want to make. What do I need for a good gym? What do I need to have in my house because I can't afford a gym membership? Those kind of things. All right, well, I got you covered. All right, we're going to go through all of that. As you're signing on this morning, feel free to say good morning to your community. Again, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, X, Rumble, LinkedIn, Twitch. We just keep adding the platform. So whatever platform you're on this morning, feel free to drop in a comment. As you can see, I am your host and I'm here to take care of you. We're going to talk about weather in our immediate area first and foremost. So there is a possibility. And I don't like this because I'll be coming home from our show that we're doing this afternoon. If you're not familiar with Wednesday afternoons, we do a little Wet Your Whistle Wednesday live at 4:00 from Defiance Ridge Vineyards, where, we join Chuck Gillentine about every other Wednesday. Obviously, during the holidays may have been changed just a little bit. But this afternoon at 4:00, we've got Wet Your Whistle Wednesday on tap. And I do not want to be driving back from Defiance and dealing with afternoon flurries or some meteorologists you can see talking about some light snow out there, 39 degrees. So it is going to be a little bit warmer, which is the good news. Down to 15 tonight, though. Extremely cold. We go into tomorrow morning as you wake up in the teens. 22 for a high on Thursday with partly sunny skies, down to 14 for a low. And then as you all come out and celebrate 750 shows with us on Friday morning, bundle up. It's going to be a cold one. Fortunately, the show is not outside. So 38 for the high, but that'll be later into the afternoon, obviously. 25 for the low. Saturday, 37. And then Sunday, almost every meteorologist that I have been watching says a wintry mix. 30% chance though. So we're still a ways away. We'll see what happens as we get in towards Sunday. On Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week, expect the mid 30s on Monday. We get into the 40s though. So warming up on Tuesday and Wednesday. Again, it's too far out. We're a week out, but there is a slight chance of maybe some light snow on Wednesday of next week. And then Thursday and Friday, as we go to the following weekend, we're going to be in the upper 30s. So again, a very bundle up week. We're in winter though. We are not slowing down anytime soon with regards to the cold weather. We went from 80 degree weather in November. And then all of a sudden, that's why it feels so crazy because we just jumped into winter right away. We just kind of feel like we missed out on fall. We went from feeling like we had a little bit of fall, right? And then we jumped into summer and we went back into summer and now right into the cold weather. Rose, was that Adele who walked? No, Adelaide. No, that was Tessa. Tessa went outside and slipped on the ice a little bit, came back and was like, nope. Wasn't something we said. She said, I'm out of here. No, actually, Tessa and Adelaide both jumped in the bed this morning before Dad left, and Dad said, took them both and put him down on the ground. I don't know. He just has this thing about the dogs jumping in the bed. So no, that was Tessa, by the way. Good morning from San Antonio, Kathleen. Hope you're having a great start to your day. Thanks for taking us along with you. Okay, let's get into some news you can use. And then if you are just tuning in, today is all about overall wellness. As you're all signing on this morning, again, tell your family and friends, we're here to take care of you. And I want to know if there's something that I can help you with today. Just put it in the comments, because there are other people that might be struggling with the exact same thing. It just takes one person to change so many lives, one person to ask that question that others are struggling with. So feel free to do so, and then we'll take care of you. Again, whether it's mentally, you're struggling, spiritually, you're struggling, or physically. Again, in this space, I'm going to go through a full body workout with you. So I want you to get ready for that coming up in about 10 minutes. Grab, if you've got bands, if you have a kettlebell, if you have dumbbells, if you actually have a full-blown gym in your basement. So I'm doing the show from my living room instead of being downstairs in the gym, trying to show you that you don't need to be in a gym to be able to get into the shape that you want to get into. So feel free to go grab whatever it is that you need. We're going to get to that here in just a second. All right, let's start off this morning with some news you can use. At least 7 deaths and hundreds of injuries are being linked to faulty glucose monitors. This is according to the FDA. So a heads up to all of you. Again, this is our health story of the day. The Food and Drug Administration says these faulty monitors have been linked to at least 7 deaths, more than 700 serious injuries across the globe. The problems have been reported with Freestyle Libre 3 and Freestyle Libre 3 Plus sensors. Abbott Diabetes Care said it resolved the problem with those products, but the FDA stated that devices were previously purchased. They should not be used. Incorrect readings can cause you to improperly treat your condition with potentially dire consequences. If you want more information on this, it is available from the Abbott website. Again, it goes a little bit more in depth. So I'll drop that in the comment section for you right now, because again, this could be you or a loved one, and they definitely need to know about that. So that's our health news story of the day. Now, I know that a lot of you are purchasing gifts for your loved ones. Well, Amazon is testing out a 30-minute delivery service in some cities. The retail giant testing the new feature called Amazon Now in Seattle or Philadelphia. The company said it will deliver essential household items and groceries in 30 minutes or less. The delivery fee is about $4 if you're a Prime member, $14 if you're not. Amazon said it uses smaller facilities strategically designed for efficient order fulfillment. They did not offer a timeline for expanding the new service to wider markets. So for right now, if you've got family or friends that are in the Seattle or in the Philadelphia area, just let them know that is coming for them. So it's ironic, I should say, as we're talking about this today, because if we go to the National Day of Calendar, it's actually National Package Protection Day, which is always the Wednesday after Thanksgiving. And it's also, this is something that you should be thankful, right? The National Roof Over Your Head Day. We're all thankful for that, right? That we have a home. Speaking of which, home buying, home selling, we are going to have Dot Fleshman on with us tomorrow, our real estate extraordinaire. She's going to be talking about a lot of things, and she's going to bring a guest on with her to talk about those 50-year mortgages that everybody's talking about. Do you think it's a good thing? Do you think it's a bad thing? Weigh in either now. If you can't be on tomorrow morning, ask a question if you can't be on, and I'll be sure to ask her that for you as well. I was sad to see this morning. I was a huge fan of Dave Coulier, John Stamos. If you watch Full House, then you know just how incredible that show was for all of us growing up, in the 80s. Well, Full House star Dave Coulier has revealed he is facing yet another cancer diagnosis. This is just months after beating stage 3 non-Hodgkin lymphoma. He appeared on the Today Show yesterday, where he announced he was recently diagnosed with P16 squamous carcinoma. It's a type of head and neck cancer. He beat stage 3 non-Hodgkin lymphoma just 7 months ago, said his new diagnosis is totally unrelated to the previous cancer. He said the new cancer was found back in October when he went to the doctor for a routine checkup and a PET scan. He is undergoing radiation treatment. He told Today that the prognosis is very good for P16 squamous carcinoma and that early detection saves lives. In fact, this is a quote from Dave. So I hope you're getting your checkups. I hope your colonoscopies and breast exams and prostate exams, they will save your life. That was, again, a comment for the anchors that he was talking to yesterday on the Today Show. So Dave, our thoughts and prayers for sure going out with you, going out to you and to your family. You got this. You're going to beat it. I know it. Just a tough guy. He was actually recently in St. Louis supporting one of our wonderful favorite blues players, former St. Louis Blue Kelly Chase, who's battling his own cancer. And Dave came in for the Puck Cancer event. I don't know if a lot of you had a chance to meet him, but wonderful guy for sure. All right, let's support our veterans, the Wreaths Across America. They need your help. They're seeking donations for the Jefferson Barracks National Cemetery. The organization needs the donations to honor veterans during the holiday season. The organization works each year to place wreaths on the 200,000 graves at Jefferson Barracks National Cemetery. Only 22,000 wreaths had been donated. Again, they were saying that the donation deadline was supposed to be yesterday, but come on, I just help out because obviously they're going to need it into next year. Donating $17 to MissouriHonor.com ensures a veteran's grave will have a wreath Christmas morning. The live fir wreaths are handmade and tax deductible. They said that the order deadline was Tuesday night by midnight, but I mean, obviously, since we missed that, 7 hours ago, it still means if you donate that you can reimburse some of the money that they probably have to put out. The wreaths will be placed on December 13th. And I don't know how many of you have had an opportunity to go out to Jefferson Barracks and see all the incredible wreaths that they lay. It looks absolutely beautiful, and it's the greatest way, right, that we can honor them. So I'd stay to still try to donate to them. All right, let's see. Let me go. Debbie, good morning. Hope you're having a great day. Julie, I'm struggling with the gym anxiety. Okay, I'm going to get to that in just a second. Vicky, good morning to you as well. All right, one more thing, and this is to make you laugh this morning because we need laughter. That fills our soul. A heavily intoxicated raccoon passed out in a liquor store bathroom after breaking in and ransacking the shelves. I mean, look at that animal. The animal control officers in Virginia, Ashland, Virginia, at that, responded to an unusual call after a raccoon broke into the store, ransacked several shelves, passed out in the bathroom. The officers were called to the Ashland ABC store and found the raccoon unconscious in the store's restroom. The raccoon had damaged merchandise on multiple shelves and got into the liquor before passing out in the restroom. In fact, there is a picture that I saw that had bottles all up and down the aisles that he must have smacked down and evidently drank some of it off the floor. They said they secured the very intoxicated raccoon, took it to an animal shelter to recover. That's the good news of all this. After several hours of rest, the raccoon showed no signs of being hurt. That's the good news, other than maybe a hangover and poor life choices, the shelter said. It was released back to the wild, found its legs, stumbled upon, again, stumbling down, going, whoa, what happened to me? I never want to do that again. That picture just made me laugh. So that's your silly story of the day. And again, we already did the National Day of Calendar, but if you missed it, it is National Package Protection Day and National Roof Over Your Head Day, which again, as I mentioned, we are all so thankful for. You know, you might want to know, how do you protect your packages? Well, there are some tips I'm going to give you, okay? With Cyber Monday just passing, online retailers are slashing prices, customers grabbing the deals. Anyone who may be ordering things online, they're telling you to take heed to protect porch pirates. December, the season of opportunity for thieves as packages pile up outside your front door. Experts say it's important to take extra security steps so the packages don't go missing. So Amazon spokespeople say the vast majority of packages arrive without issue, but to help raise awareness about package safety, they are partnering with the National Sheriff's Association this year, making sure that you're aware when the packages are arriving to your door. The Postal Service said at least 58 million packages were stolen. That's roughly 25% of Americans who have been a victim to this. These crimes cause billions of dollars in financial losses each year. They also tend to go up during the holiday. So to help protect the packages, there are some things you can do. If you're not expecting to be home, you can allow FedEx FedEx or UPS to deliver your packages to a different address. If you're out of town, the Postal Service can hold your mail up to 30 days. We did it when we left to go to Alabama. We had it held so that's not just piling up in the mailbox and then alerting people that, oh my gosh, we're gone, right? So up to 30 days, though, I didn't know that. So if you're going to be traveling during Christmas into the new year, you're not coming back for a while, 30 days, all right? Amazon allows you to use lockers. I don't know if you know that, for up to 3 days. They have more than 25,000 locations across the U.S. where people can have the packages sent, including Whole Foods or one of their hub lockers that are available. You can also leave instructions with your Amazon delivery driver, like requesting to have packages delivered behind your home. And there's even some programs that will allow them to get into the garage and leave it into the garage and then close it back up. But what should you do if your packages are stolen? Well, you should call Amazon customer service. Security experts say most retailers will send you a new item, but they're getting stricter with their policy. You should also file a police report. While security cameras can help catch the thieves in the act, law enforcement officials say you should not engage with the thief, which a lot of people say that they are wanting to try to do, right? As they see that person on camera and say that, I'm going to get you. All right. And I also have some Super Bowl news for you. So we don't have the Blues in action tonight. They're in action, I think, coming up. Well, actually, let me look for you real quick. The Blues are not in action tonight. They're coming off of a loss. I know that much. Tomorrow, yes, they'll be playing the Bruins in Boston tomorrow. But Super Bowl news for you. So we do know the artist that will be performing during the Super Bowl pregame festivities. Do you recognize these people? Some people are like, who the heck is that, right? That means we feel like we're getting old. I knew at least two of the three. The Super Bowl pregame show opens with a trio of standout performers in Northern California. Charlie Puth, who I love, will hit the stage singing the national anthem. I think he's going to do a great job. Brandy Carlisle will take on America the Beautiful. And then I don't know Coco Jones. Coco Jones will sing Lift Every Voice and Sing. The performances will take place February 8th in Santa Clara, California, before the NFL's championship matchup and halftime show featuring Puerto Rican superstar Bad Bunny. Do you know Bad Bunny? I feel hip enough that I do know that. A national anthem and Lift Every Voice and Sing will be performed by deaf performing artist Fred Beam in American Sign Language, and Julian Ortiz will sing America the Beautiful. So here's my question to you. Does it depend on who's playing? Does it depend on the teams? Or will you watch the Super Bowl? Will you host a Super Bowl just because you want to be a part of it all? Let me know that, all right? If you're just tuning in, it is 7:19, and we are just getting ready to get into our theme of the day, which is overall wellness. And as we do so, make sure that all of you are heard. Luann, good morning. Laura, good morning to you. Rose, I had a couple nights like that raccoon in my younger years. I think we all did, right? Okay, before we go to break, Julie's question is, can you tell us the basics? So she said, I'm struggling with gym anxiety. You need a lock, etiquette, anything else a newbie needs to know. Okay, so you know what? Get very interactive with me, Julie. What I never want is for someone to feel that they can't go to a gym because they don't feel like they fit in. So you don't necessarily need a lock. I guess, if you don't want to bring a bunch of stuff, that's the other thing. Don't bring a bunch of stuff into the gym. That would be the first thing. And if you just have just a small bag, you can keep that right by you. So I know what you're talking about. Julie is one of the winners at Crunch Fitness. They've got lockers there for you. So if you don't have a lock, they do sell them. I do have a lock from years ago. But a lot of times I'll just bring things with me. Don't have the big duffel bags. So that's gym etiquette 101. Don't have the huge duffel bags and your purses and your, now that we're in the cold weather, your coats and everything, and try to lay them by the piece of equipment that you're working out at, because then you're running the risk of people tripping over it. So try to have it in the locker. And don't put it in the locker and not put a lock on it, because although you think that everybody's trusting and that you can trust everyone, and then all of a sudden something gets stolen. So yes, it is important to have things locked up. So gym etiquette though, 101, I'm going to give you that. That's a good question that we can start with this morning. Gym etiquette 101. In fact, for all of you that do work out, I would love for you to weigh in and say, you know what, here's what I wish when people are going to the gym that they would do. So we'll start with that, and then we'll give you a workout, a simple full body workout that you can do no matter where you are, in the gym or at your home or on the road, by the way. Okay, that's coming up next.
When you want to feel good, you work out at Crunch. You don't go here, because here feels bad. But here we help you feel good, feel strong, feel rejuvenated.
Join Crunch Fitness today.
Thank you. We can help in that year. We want it right there. 25, 25, 25, 25. Raising some big money tonight. We're going to keep going. Let's go 5. Who wants to sold $2,000? I love it dramatic, don't you? Let's roll. 8086. Look, it is getting hot here. Where's Nellie? $8,500, 1986. 86. 85 is what she has it at. 86. 85. 85 going once. 8,500 going twice. 8,600 he says. She's like, come on, go fast. 87. I need 87. Lift it up. Let's do this. 87. 86. All right, we're going to do it again. $8,600 going once. Does anybody believe the game is done? I don't think so. I don't think so either. 87. How about 88? 8,800. She has it for 87. We're going to do it again. 87 going once. Oh, look at this. We put it down. You might have it. 8,700 going twice to her. She's got it for $8,700.
I love doing that. I don't know if you know that, by the way. You can hire me for MC work or auctioneering work for your organization. Let's raise some big money together. Just shoot me an email, info@therealmonicaadams.com. The email is right here across your screen for so many things. If you've got a guest or you have an idea for a chef or a restaurant owner, you name it, topics, or you just want to reach out to me, that's my email address, info@therealmonicaadams.com. And I'd love to interact with you. All right, you ready to work out? Let's do this morning. Brought to you by our friends at Crunch Fitness. We have been so thrilled to have this relationship with Crunch for the last several months. Many of you have won a full 1-year membership, no strings attached, simply because we love to gift you things and to tell you thank you for watching the show. We cannot say thank you enough. So if you would like to possibly win the last two, because we're wrapping up this partnership here at the end of the year, we have 2 final memberships to give away, and I'll be doing that for you. We'll give one away this coming Friday at our big 750th show celebration, and then we'll give one more right around Christmas time. So good luck to all of you. I do have a running list left over from month to month to month for those that didn't win. You do have some time, though. If you want to be a part of this, shoot me an email or drop a comment in while we're live and just say, I'm all in. I'm ready to take back my life. If you want that, I'll put you in, and then good luck to you. Again, we'll be giving that away for you very soon. I also am running a contest saying if we get to 30,000, that I'll give one lucky person that's in the November, December timeframe of saying, hey, I want to help Monica get to 30,000. So we need 30,000 followers, which is about, what do we need? About another 1,500 to get to 30,000 on Facebook. And then also remember to follow on YouTube. Make sure that you subscribe on the YouTube channel because we do some extra content. So if you're a follower on Facebook, you also want to be on YouTube. And for that matter, if you have people who don't want to be on social media, tell them to go on YouTube or Rumble. Those are the best so that they're not involved in what they think might be negative on social media. All right. So welcome back. It is 7:25. We got you all up to date on some news you can use. We got you into the weather forecast. Now we're going to get into overall wellness. Now as we're doing this, I want you to be interactive. So Julie kind of started it, and I love this. I didn't even think about addressing this, but this is kind of the things that we would do when I was at NBC at Channel 5 here in St. Louis. Every day we would do Monica's motivational moments. And at the end of the show, I would always say, okay, now that was for Julie. What can I do for you? And we would give the email address, and then people would flood my email box saying, Monica, can you do this? Can you do that? Some of it was medical related, health related, mental, physical, spiritual, workouts in the gym, workouts not in the gym. So today, that's what we're going to do. Julie, though, said when you go into a gym, She's having gym anxiety. And I hate to hear that. I don't want that. So let's break you of this. She said, can you tell us the basics? So a lock doesn't necessarily happen at every single gym. It is. I know you're over at Crunch. And so if you want to lock your things up, yes, bring a lock with you. Or as I mentioned, if you don't want to go get one, they've got them right there. You can purchase them at the desk. That is simply to keep your stuff safe. It's also to keep it off of the gym floor. Okay. So yes, etiquette, gym etiquette. All right. Gym etiquette 101. I love that you're asking this. Do not sit on these and talk on the phone. I don't care even if you have earbuds on. Don't be texting and wasting time on a piece of equipment, because people are wanting to get in the gym, get their workout in, and get on their way. Do you all agree with me on this? So anybody that has any other gym etiquette that you want to put into this, feel free to drop in a comment now or later on, do a little hashtag replay and say, oh, Monica, how about this one and this one and this one? So don't sit on a piece of equipment. That is my number one thing. Don't here. So I have a weight here by me. Okay. I'm not going to drop it because that's not good etiquette. But for those of you that are doing, oh, I'll do the last one, don't drop it on the ground. Okay. That's gym etiquette. That is literally gym etiquette 101. Don't be slamming the weights. I know there's a lot of guys that go into the gym and they're lifting heavy and then they're just dropping the weights down. There are some gyms that literally have a sign, don't drop the weights. There are other gyms that allow it. I'm surprised by that. But look, you're thinking about respecting somebody else's pieces of equipment. So don't drop the weights. Don't linger and stay on a piece of equipment. Do offer support and help if you see somebody struggling. To me, that's just respect and kindness, but it's also a little gym etiquette. You may see somebody that is struggling with, let's say, free weights, and they're trying to push up. Maybe they're doing bench presses. Go over and say, can I help you? Because some people don't want to ask for it. It's an ego thing, that they swear they can lift that weight. But if you're seeing them struggling, you could literally save their life. There are people who have taken bars down and it is crushed right here in their throat area. They can't breathe. So that's just kind things. The other parts are, don't be talking so loudly on the phone when someone's right next to you. So if you want to take a call, to me, this is something kind of an unwritten rule. If you want to take a call or you want to be talking to someone, maybe either step back into the restroom or step out or step into an area maybe where there's not a ton of people around. It's not to say that you can't be talking on the phone, but it's kind of like when you're in a restaurant, you want to have a certain level because not everybody and their brother wants to hear your conversation. So that's another thing. Don't sweat all over the equipment and don't clean it off. That's probably one of the number one things, Julie. So if you're working out, I used to always bring a big towel. I would drape it over the top of the machine. That way, not one part of my skin is touching it. Even if it does, though, there's a reason why you have the spray bottles and the paper towels everywhere, or they have the ones that are already moist. You go over, you clean it off. Please, 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 gym etiquette 101. Do not work out on a piece of equipment and not wipe it down for the next person. Again, it's called kindness. It's called respect. Let's see. What else? So those are some of those, to me, those are some of the basics. Is clean off your equipment. Don't have loud conversations. Don't throw the weights down. Do offer help and assistance. And by the way, start talking with people, because this is where you find incredible friendships, because you're all there for the same reason, right? You're all there to get healthier. Let me see. Anybody else with questions? Carol, good morning to you. So is it okay to carry around a small bag? Yeah, Julie, like I mentioned earlier, a very small one, sure. It's just don't have the big duffel bags and again, a lot of people have coats right now. I've got my jacket on. So even in my jacket, and so if I keep adding, let's say I get sweaty and I want to take the hat off, I'm suddenly putting a ton of stuff around my space that's in somebody else's way. So a small bag, they don't say that you can't do that. So if you want to have a small little bag that you've got a phone and you have your keys in, really what else do you need? So bring a water bottle and then bring a small bag, and then you don't have to put it in the locker, right? Joe said, re-rack the weights. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Another great one. So if you are taking weights and you're putting it on barbells or you're putting it on a Smith machine or whatever, and this especially, I hear a lot of women say this. Joe, I'm so glad you said this. So many women will see guys leave tons of, 25, 35, 45 plates, and then suddenly they're having to pull all of those off because they're not strong enough to be able to lift some of that. Plain and simple, I always said this, it should be a naked bar. You shouldn't have anything on that bar whatsoever. The last person that was on it, Joe, this is so true. The last person who was on it should take everything off. Don't assume that somebody wants to start with 2 45-pound plates on or even 25. Strip it off. Take it completely down to nothing. That is the kindest thing you can do. Don't mix and match different weights. Joe, there you go. So this is Joe weighing, and the re-racking of the weights is absolutely gym etiquette 101. So again, one more time, if you're putting the weights on, take the weights off, right? Whatever you came to, it should be a bar with nothing on it. That would be great. And then don't mix and match different weights. Okay, so that's his. I haven't heard that one, but yeah, I can see that. Rose, Monica, do you do some kind of workout every day? Typically, yes. Now, I will be honest with all of you. When we went to Alabama, I had all my gym clothes. In fact, I packed up my luggage and had so many different gym outfits. I used one. And here's why. We slammed so much into our time with family that I was like, you know what, Monica, you just need to not be rushing off to the gym, spend some time. But I did make sure on Thanksgiving Day, Jim didn't necessarily want, I kind of had to tug him. Once we did it, he loved it. We went over to this beautiful trail. So many people were out because Thanksgiving morning, at least in Alabama, was gorgeous. There were people out walking, running, dogs, kids, you name it. We were walking, and I got so excited with being out in the crisp air and with people and being thankful that all of a sudden I just took off. I haven't went running in years, and it's not really my favorite thing, but suddenly that day I decided to go running. So I did get a workout in on Thanksgiving Day. We drove on Wednesday, got in very late, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and coming back Monday, I did not. I typically want to. You all see Opus behind me, by the way? So he's getting out. He's doing better, by the way. So the mental side, right? Because we think he was severely abused. He is doing so much better. A lot of people always wonder, where's Opus? So here he is. Hey, Opus. Say hi. There he is, everybody. He's doing so good, in case you all were wondering. From a workout standpoint, yes, it is my preference to do some type of movement on a daily basis. I don't care if you just go for a walk. And, right now, your footing, it might be a little bit difficult. So I don't want you all falling because it is a little icy out there still. But do some type of movement. And this is where this is the question I'm getting, by the way. So we'll go into this now. If you're going to get a piece of equipment for your house, I would say a bike, an elliptical, or a treadmill. If you can have a couple, actually, I'll take that back. I like a rower. So if you're going to get one piece of cardio equipment, I would have a rower. We have an elliptical, we have a recumbent bike, and we have a rowing machine. We don't have a treadmill, but when I was single, that's the piece I did have. I had a treadmill and I loved it. I got rid of that, and then I am a big fan of an elliptical. Here's why. It's much easier on the joints. It's the motion of it, but I like to do this. So if you're going to do a workout this morning and you want to do cardio and you are going to the gym, split it up. Do 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes. So you're getting in your 30-minute cardiovascular workout, but you're not doing the same thing. So the body should be moving in different ways. Do an elliptical, hop on a rowing machine, hop on a recumbent bike. Then maybe you say, I'm going to do a little bit more. Okay, 15, 15, 15. If you are going to do it on one piece of equipment, don't just put it on manual. Stay at the same speed and stay at the same incline. You have to confuse the body. So if you are going to get on a treadmill, for instance, one of my favorite workouts is that you start at the speed that you feel comfortable that's going to push you. And you're probably going to have to adjust the speed as you go through the levels of what I'm going to take you through, which is this. So this is the beginning of a workout you can do on your own. Get on the treadmill, and for the first 30 seconds, start at whatever speed it is and a 0.5 incline. Every 30 seconds, change it. So you go from 0.5 to 1, 1.5, 2, you get it, all the way up to 15. Your incline at 15, there's no way you're going to be able to keep the speed that you chose at 0.5. So you're going to have to be very interactive with that piece of equipment and change. This is why I like a manual. Some people want to put it on a fixed program. That's fine. For me, my preference is that I control the manual side and I am controlling my speed. I'm controlling my incline or my decline, because some of those treadmills are able to drop down and go onto a decline, which is great for those of you that might hike and you have to mimic that same movement of going down maybe a rocky terrain. Again, some people's knee injuries, the up doesn't bother them. It's the down that bothers them. So you do it on a manual, and it means that you're so glued in, you're very focused, and you're interacting with it. What I find, people get very zombie-ish, and they'll just set it on 3, 3.5, or 4. 4 is a pretty good speed from a walking standpoint. For some people, especially when you're shorter with shorter legs, 4.0 would be very difficult for you to keep up. 4.0 for me, I'm 5'8". That's a good speed for me. And I don't hang on. Ideally, don't hang on, because think about it. When you're out in nature, you have nothing to hang on to. And so use your core more, stay upright, stand upright, have your shoulders back, chest up high, look straight forward, and ideally don't hang on unless you want to check that heart rate. Check the heart rate and then release the hands. Okay. So again, one more time, if you're doing a treadmill workout, constantly be changing your incline, decline, get interactive with it, and confuse the body. All right. Eva Galina. It's always difficult when I'm doing a set using different pieces of equipment, only to return that someone else has snuck in to use the equipment for their workout. I don't really know if there's a way to alleviate that, but it really slows my workout down. Okay. So here's a great thing for you to do. If you're on, and sometimes I'll do like a triple set. So I'm working out on something, and then I'm going to jump over to another piece of equipment and maybe even a third piece. And then I'm going to rest for maybe 30, 60 seconds, and I'm going to get right back at it. Going back to the first piece I was on, if somebody jumped in, go to your second piece. If they're still on it, go to your third piece and then wrap back around. If they're standing there as if they just want to stay on it, say, hey, I'm actually in the middle of a triple series. Can I jump in real quick? Most people, now I'm not going to say all, because some people are like, nope, but most people are kind, most people are respectful, and most people know that this is what a lot of us do. So they will say, oh yeah, sure, jump in. So you're only jumping in to do your 12, 15, 20, 25 reps, and then you're getting off, telling them thanks, and move on. So maybe you carry a little towel with you, or one of those moist towelettes, and that way you can wipe down real quick and then go over. So a lot of people will be like, oh no, you're fine, but it's just kindness. So do that. And then if you have same thing happens, you come around to your third set and that's still the case, just ask again, can I work in? Most people will absolutely say yes. They don't know that you were on that piece of equipment. So Eva, does that help out? I do that a lot. Or here's the other thing, get out of your own way. You hear me say that a lot. If you're doing your workout and you want to stay on that piece of equipment, just stand up. And then look around, make sure that there's nobody else that's coming at it, or make sure if you see somebody just kind of lingering around you, ask them, do you want to work in? Some people are not used to that. I grew up in gyms, so I'm used to saying, hey, you want to work in together? And they say yes. So again, it's just kindness that you show each other. Any other questions on that? I do want to show you this workout. So let's take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to get into the workout, a full body workout that you can do using very minimal equipment. If you've got some right now and you want to join, come in. We're going to do this next. When we're talking about wellness, we're talking about every aspect. And you might think what you're looking at on the screen right now is a luxury. No, especially with this back injury I had, I would have loved to have already had the hot tub, sauna, cold plunge. These are all very popular right now. In fact, that whole aspect of contrast therapy is huge. Many people are looking at what they want to buy for Christmas, and maybe you're going to think on the wellness side. If you do, I want you to go see our friends who support us on the Real Monica Adams Show, Spas and More in Sunset Hills. So as you can see, they've got what you need when it is the contrast therapy. The sweaty goat and the chilly goat, both very popular. And then maybe people will say, I want to do the whole shebang. I want all of that and the hot tub. Spas and More, located at 12957 Gravois Road. They are open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So go in, check out their showroom. They are closed on Sunday, by the way. 314-843-7727 at Spas and More STL on social media, or you can go to their webpage and start looking around, Spas and More STL.com. Again, Spas and More, thank you so much for being a part of the Real Monica Adams Show. We can't thank you enough. All right, welcome back. If you're just tuning in, we've been talking about wellness and some good questions coming in, by the way. Keep them coming in. I've been in the gym my entire life working out. I've been a personal trainer since 1999. So trust me when I tell you I've seen it all. And so good questions about gym etiquette, good questions, and good comments also. Joe talking about re-racking the weights. I completely forgot about that, but that is definitely one of the gym etiquette 101. So let's say you don't have a lot of equipment. So this entire time I've been sitting down on my stool. But one of the things I'm going to tell you, if you want to right away get in a workout while you are working at your desk, here's what I'm going to tell you to do. So just right behind me, I grabbed one of these. How many of you have, let me take my microphone down now. How many of you have a fitness ball? And how many of you have replaced your office chairs with one of these? I highly recommend doing it. Why? Because immediately you're having to use core, right? So this scares some people. Maybe if it does, you grab somebody at your house and just say, hey, can you hold my hand? I have tons of clients that used to be scared by this until they weren't, right? But look, you can sit on the ball and then be at your desk. It's making you change your posture. It's kind of like sitting at the edge of a chair. So I love fitness balls for so many reasons. Beyond the office side, there's so many things that you can do on this. Most people get these and they're like, oh, I'm going to do crunch work. Okay. You all know I hurt my back, so I'm going to be very careful with some of this morning. Maybe you don't know. So some I don't know what it was, but I pulled my back out. So now I need to go and get a massage. Again, massage is not a luxury. It is to take care of the body so it's in the state it needs to be in. So for those of you that have never been on one of these, you might want to start with a simple crunch, okay? Working the abdominal wall. So as you feel comfortable with it, if you don't, this is where you're going to hold somebody's hand, come down, and then a small crunch. Do not pull with the neck. That's the key. So your hands interlace behind your head, and we're going to do some small crunch work. Okay, I like to get the stretch in, go over the top of the ball, stretch out. My whole back just crunched. It said, thank you, Monica. So maybe that's what you do. You get up in the morning and you stretch yourself out. If you trust the ball, you might put your legs completely straight out and have this amazing stretch over the top of it. Oh, opening up the entire abdominal wall. Then coming back, and we're going to do over the top of it, stretching out to the upper part of the abdominal wall, and then coming forward. Again, trying to not pull in the neck. I like to keep my eyes focused up top. That way this stays open, not this, closing it up. But that's one of the number one things most people like to get these balls for is to work their abdominal wall. But folks, let me tell you what, there are so many things. If I want to work and get into my obliques, I would go to the side of this. This is the easiest, most inexpensive piece of equipment that you can get. And then doing crunch work. Again, I'm doing a little bit of a modified version. So this leg's bent up against the ball, helping to stabilize the ball, and then coming straight out, working my oblique. If you've got good balance and you want to do a cross and keep both legs straight, you can do that. Stabilizing though here, or I completely let go, come over the top of the ball, and then come this way. Again, here's what I want you to understand. You've got to feel comfortable with it. If you think that this is in control and you are not, you're not going to get in a good workout. Probably going to be tensed up. Julie said, OMG, do people sit on that all day? Absolutely. They use this as their office chair. If you've never done that, Julie, watch what happens. You're constantly getting, you're constantly getting in core work. Constantly, because you are working the core muscles just by sitting upright. So yes, absolutely. Change those office chairs out. Get one of these. If you want to ask for something, a piece of equipment for Christmas, put it on your Christmas list. Let this be your new office chair. So yes, again, as you're tuning in, any questions, any comments, let me know. I'm going to give you a full body workout. Okay, from head to toe before we wrap up at 8:00. You ready? Let's do this together. So what's at the top here? Besides being able to work my head, the mental side is very key, right? So you've got to get this in a good place. If it's not, get into a gym. You'll be shocked how you will be in such a better mood. You're going to feed the happy hormones by working out, by meditating, by surrounding yourself with positive human beings, by leaving toxic relationships, by getting a new job that you've always wanted, by finding your voice and speaking of what it is that you're looking for in life and going at it. So do this first, right? Do the work on the mental side. And then what's left? It's from here to my toes to work out. I'm highly going to say, I want you to stretch. I want you to do yoga. I want you to do Pilates. Do you hear? I want you to do several things. The body needs to constantly be confused. But if I want to work my shoulders, I can do a regular press. I'm doing this on the ball, Julie, right? Or I can do it standing. But since I don't have a camera operator here, I don't want to step out of the frame. So I can do some shoulder work. I can do inside shoulder work. Change your angles up, by the way, folks. We can do rotational work. We want to work those rotator cuffs, rotate those weights. So turning them out, bringing it back, bringing it up, bringing it back. I think the weight's a little too heavy for me to go even wider. So I would take the weights down. But look, I've got a ball. I have dumbbells. I do also have a band if I wanted to do some work, and I'll stand up and show you band work. But for those of you that think you have to spend an astronomical amount of money to get in good shape, that is so not the case. So shoulder work, right? So one more time. Get those. So this is resting, by the way. So when I say with my clients, get ready, it's right here. Get set, position that your shoulders are back and your chest is up, and let's go. And we're going to pick how many reps do we want. I like 12, 15, 20 range. It depends on what someone's goals are. Before you start any exercise routine, make sure you check with your doctor or your physical therapist, because again, I'm just showing you some ideas. I don't know your background. I don't know your health history. I don't know if you've got an injury you're working through. So be smart. This is just me talking to you without having you in front of me. But if you were being personal trained, I'd go through all that. Like, what are we working through? Do we need to modify? Can I level up for you? So again, a regular basic press, an inside one, and this is the thing I see so many people do wrong. Don't take those elbows out. The weight's way too heavy for you if you can't keep this in a straight line. So straight line up. I'm using 15s here, a little heavy, and I'm also protecting my back. All right, so that's the shoulder aspect. I told you biceps. So I'm going to change, again, don't throw the weights, Monica. I'm going to change to my band. So dumbbells or bands. Now, I love these. For those of you that have never seen these before, there's a casing around the band. What is that going to help? One, the wear and tear. Two, from it snapping back. And again, I speak from, unfortunately, going through this. I had a client that was working out with me probably 15 years ago in the gym, and unfortunately, the band they didn't check the place that I was working at. They didn't constantly check the bands, the wear and tear on it, and it snapped me in the eyeball. It was so painful. So I'm always very big on trying to protect that from happening. And I want to thank my dear friend, Tony Horton from the P90X Beachbody fame. Now he has the power of 4. Shout out to Tony. He designed these. So very smart. So they've got handles, first of all, and then it's got a casing around it. Some of you might have the bands that you have like in physical therapy, where it's just the rubberized band, no handles. I like these. So if you're looking for something, again, for the holiday, ask for a band. And then you might want to say, you might want to say, I would like to have several different resistance strengths. So some might be coming in like small, medium, large, or these come in actual numbers. So 10, 20, 30, 40, that's the pounds of resistance. So if I want to do some bicep work and I don't have dumbbells, or I'm going on vacation, this is the easiest thing to pack. This is where I have no excuses for anybody. Pack this in your suitcase and get your workout in, okay? So I'm going to do bicep work and I don't have dumbbells. Well, look at this. Suddenly I'm able to do my bicep work by using bands. So there are no excuses, folks. This can be extremely light. That's the other thing. You know, if someone's just starting out, then grab some 5 pounds. Then you're going to graduate to 8 pounds. Then you're going to get excited because you're going to graduate to 10 pounds. But you can see I can do my basic dumbbell curl. If I want to do a hammer curl, then I can go and just grab the handles inside. And you can see I'm keeping my elbows tight to the body and doing my curls. If I want to go to the outside, the other part of this is I'm standing on the band right now with my feet parallel, pretty close together. If the band's too easy, just step out. Take your feet out, push to the resistance out of the band, and then suddenly, you make it a lot harder. So that's the simple way. That's the other thing I hear from a lot of people. Okay, well, I don't want to have to buy 10, 20, 30, 40. Fine, then you're going to have to pick the one that you think is going to challenge you. And if it's too hard, you step in closer to the band, inside band. I don't know. Let me see if I can get you to see this. Oh, yeah, you can. Okay, here we go. So as I mentioned, look at my feet. This would be maybe shoulder width apart, if that is good for me. Otherwise, close together. And if it's too easy as this is, then I'm going to step out, put my outer part of my feet against the resistance of it, and then suddenly I make it harder, okay? If it's really easy, I'm going to go way out, and then I find the resistance being a little bit harder for me. So don't go through the motions and just make it easy. But again, so we did some shoulder work. We did bicep work. I could use this, depends on the resistance of this. And again, my back, whether I think this is going to be an okay weight. Step on it with just 1 foot. I have just 1 foot on it. I'm going to step through, folks. Yeah. And then I'm going to pull my elbows together, press it over my head. Let me step back for you. And do my triceps. Again, not using any dumbbells or barbells. Pressing over the top. I can also do a kickback. So stepping on, kicking backwards. Same thing you've seen in the gym, right? Here you are doing that. If it's too hard and you do have an array of weights, of bands, then you go to maybe a 10 pound if this 20 is too heavy. So kickback work, flattening that back. You don't want to be doing this. Too many people put pressure on the low back and on their neck. Don't have that rounding going on, okay? So kicking back. If you're just tuning in, you missed out on some really good questions that came in earlier. But right now we're going through showing you can do a full body workout in a very tiny space. I mean, look, folks, I didn't even move. I was on the fitness ball earlier, doing a little ab work, doing some stretch work. We used dumbbells to do some shoulder work. We used bands to do some bicep and tricep work. I can get down on the ground and do my planks, tons of Pilates and yoga style, again, in a very small space. So here's the other thing. You want to ask for pieces of inexpensive equipment. Band, fitness ball. I'm also a big fan of these. Now, I make nothing off of this. I'm just telling you from a personal training standpoint, I love this brand, Arena Strength. The reason why, these you're going to wrap around your legs, or you can do several things. I like to do some hip and butt work with these. This won't roll up like a lot of them do. So some people have just the regular kind of elastic band, and they'll put it around, and then all of a sudden it starts to roll up, kind of like what you see in a personal or in a physical therapist place. Love these. Again, come in different colors. So the gray is the easiest. I've got a pink one that makes it medium, and then I have a black one downstairs that makes it a little bit harder. So for those of you that want to work those hips, ladies say this to me all the time. So we're going to work our legs here before we wrap up. You're going to put this around here, okay? Get the ball out of the way. So I'm going to have it right above my knee. Some people like to put them on their ankles. So you just know where I just put the band. And then you're going to walk and push against the band and back together, and push against the band and back together, okay? I'm getting myself into a crouch down position. You'll feel that right in here. And you're feeling in your core engagement as well. So let me go to the side here for you so you can see. Side to side steps. Side to side steps. Make sure that you're not pushing with the toe, but with the outer part of that foot. Push over, together. Oh, Eva just said, I love those bands, right? The other thing that you could do is, if you want even more added resistance, put some ankle weights on, old school ankle weights, right? You have a little bit more resistance. If you don't have a band, you can use ankle weights. And then if you want to, let me protect my back. You want to make it even harder on yourself. So I'm showing you the basic move with nothing. And then a leveling up, if you never thought about this, put the band around, grab a weight, step and push out. Now I'm getting what? I'm getting a ton of upper body work. I'm getting core work. I'm working my butt. I'm working my hips, pushing out. You can hear cardiovascular is starting to pump up for me as well. All of this. And folks, I didn't leave this space. So I have clients that used to train with me, and they would say, well, Monica, I'm going on vacation and I'm not going to be able to work out. That is the worst thing to say to a trainer, because we will be like, can you give us a 4x4 square? Can you give me this tiny little space? I'll kick your butt, right? We can get calisthenic work in. So we didn't do a typical warm-up. So my warm-up is the same with every client for 5 minutes. We march for 60 seconds. We jog for 30 seconds. We side jog, so we open up those hip flexors, right? So if you're tight into your hips, we side jog or step for 30 seconds. If people can't do the bouncing aspect, then I have them just slowly kick their legs back. If you want a little bit more cardiovascular, then you're going to do this as you kick back. At that point, we're at 2.5 minutes. And then again, if it's a modification, we go into stepping side to side. This is the stretching part you would have done in the beginning. Or this is where we start getting into half jumping jacks for 30 seconds. We go into full jumping jacks. I like to click those hands together so that you know that you're opening up that shoulder area. 30 seconds. Then we're into 3.5 minutes, and then we go into running lunges. Some people can't do the bouncing aspect, right? So I just tell them to do a step back. You're opening everything up at that point. And then the last part, if you're modifying, you step, stretch, pull. You step, stretch, pull. Or this is where I am doing this. At that point, we get to 4.5 minutes, and then we repeat all of those in 5-second increments. So you go back to your march for 5, your jog for 5, your side jog for 5, your back kicks for 5, your jumping jack for 5, and then your pulling the rope for 5 seconds. At that point, you already got 5 minutes in, typically burn 50 calories already just in those 5 minutes. And then we go right down to the ground and gift yourself with a really cute mat. So here's mine. I love it. It's got some really good thickness to it. And it's not one of those cheap mats that when you are on it and you're digging into it, you leave crumbs all over your personal trainer's floor. Not a good thing. So invest in a good mat. I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it Gaiam? G-A-I-A-M. These are very popular in the yoga world. Take this, go to the ground, and then do your plank. Yes, I'm a huge fan of planks. So we're going to go down here, and we're going to hold a plank together and in our final minutes. So look, I did all of this. I also have this, by the way, that I didn't show you. So if you want to get another piece to work on balance work, get a Bosu ball. So I'm running through and I'll give you a recap of what I showed here today. Love, love, love Bosu balls. So you can work on the black or on the blue side. The domed side typically is usually a little bit easier for a lot of people. A lot of work, balance work and core work can be done on these. And then at the end of your workout, roll out. So maybe you haven't seen these. Typically, a lot of people have the just smooth, and then they'll roll out and do some deep tissue massage. These are the deep tissue side. If this is a little bit too much for you, then get just the smooth surface. But incorporate rolling out to take care of the tightness and the lactic acid that's built up. And then, if you want, you can also get a medicine ball. Slam balls are really popular as well, weighted balls. But medicine ball, you can do a lot of core work. You can use this for additional work as you are trying to level things up. I love medicine balls. So I'm going to go to the ground here with you. You have any questions for me? So I can do some Pilates, just doing this hold, relaxing. Okay, I'm very big on this. Look at my ankles. Don't do that because you're engaging in that hip flexor. So drop those ankles down and just do a hold. Okay, look how stationary the body is. So if I'm wanting to work that abdominal wall and then I want to level up a little bit, I'm adding that medicine ball in. If that's too much for you, then you put the hands underneath your knees and you help yourself up and you hold and then you open up the body. So you don't want to be closed in, right? Because you're closing up the abdominal wall. Open it up and relax those ankles. 2 big things that your trainer's telling you. Relax and relax, right? Hold up and then little by little, you go to try to let go. It's going to get a little scary for some people because they're going to be like, oh, I can't do it. I'm falling. Okay, fall, get up, fall, get up. That's how you succeed. So start from here, and then little by little, you're able to do the hold. So many things I can teach you every single day. That's why I loved our Monica's Motivational Moments. And then a plank. Okay, my final thing I'm going to show you. Work on your positioning of your plank. When you're doing your plank, make sure that you are in proper position. So you're going to be here. Feet are together. Click those feet together. And then you don't want your elbows way out above the shoulders. So a proper positioning of your plank. Elbows down in line with the chest. Feet are back. Heels are together, not out like this. Everything's in proper alignment. And we hold. So I hope you've enjoyed today's show. We've taken care of the importance of working on your mind. So meditation, deep breathing work, making the heart happy. So we're combining our mind and we're combining our spirit and we're combining our heart. And then we move the body. We get our workouts in. And I don't care what it looks like. It's just movement, walking. You want to go for a jog. You want to get on a bike. You want to get on an elliptical trainer. You want to get on a rower. You want to do some calisthenic work. You want to dance. I told you the other day, it's one of the greatest things you can do because it makes you happy and it makes you constantly thinking, what's the next move? It's great for seniors, by the way. They love to dance and it actually works the brain. So for people who have signs of dementia or Alzheimer's, get them into dancing. Then resistance training. And it could be that we're just doing our body. So there's my plank. I sit down out of it, stretch. And then I love the cat-cow. Cat-cow. Breathe, right? Inhale. Exhale. We usually do about 5 of those. So we do our 5-minute warm-up, and then we do our plank for about a minute. Some people, as they're just starting with me, they do 30 seconds, and then they go to 45, and then they go to 60, and then we get into our workout. So I told you I would recap one more time in case you tuned in late. Big fan of these. You ladies, gentlemen, you want to get a good derriere? You want to work that booty? Get these for your hips, for your glutes. At the same time, though, I mean, if you literally say, I can only buy one thing, you can put this around your elbows or your wrists, and you can work your arms as well. You can push in different ways. I like these for the legs, but if you're going to buy a handful of things for your home gym, get those. Get yourself a band or a grouping of them. I have a group, 10, 20, 30, 40, so that I can quickly move between without having to go and grab a ton of heavy weights. 10, 20, 30, 40, you can do a lot of stuff with it. Again, change out the feet so that you add resistance or you remove the resistance, heavier resistance, I should say. But they're also so easy to throw into your piece of luggage. I mentioned if you want to do medicine ball, so I can do some press work. I can go side to side, working my obliques. There's a ton of stuff you can do. This is an 8-pound. There's 6, 4. You can get several of those or just one. If you want a few pieces of equipment, bands, a medicine ball maybe, you can get a kettlebell. I don't have a kettlebell up here right now, but I do have some in the gym. Dumbbells, right? Maybe you get one set. You gift yourself with one set. You got to figure out, is it 8? Is it 10? Is it 12? Is it 15? For me, I've got 15s here today. Grab one pair. It gets you started. Again, the importance of rolling out. This can take the place of doing regular massages. This is deep tissue, so you roll the body out at the end. I talked about having a ball to replace your regular office chair. And then, the Bosu ball. So it's BOSU, Bosu ball. Love this for balance work. So I could stand here, do some squat work. If you've never had one of those, sometimes people get a little scared by it because, again, you have to work on balance. So this is what it looks like down below. Stepping on it, maybe grab somebody's hand if you are a little uncomfortable with it. So I'm going to end the show working on my balance. Did you enjoy today's show? I hope so. This is how I used to do Monica's motivational moment. So we can have fun together. We can work the mind. We can work the spirit. We can work the body. I can do our squat work. Yes, I'm doing squats on the Bosu ball. So it's moving around on me. It's challenging my balance. If I push more through my heels, I'm working down into my glutes. I'm working into my hamstrings. If I push more with the ball of my foot, I'm going to be in the front, in my quad. If I take my feet out to the side and get into a little plie, I'm incorporating very important adductors. Don't forget about working every angle of the muscle. So you can also just do a hold, and a lot of people starts to shake. So there's a lot of things we can do together, folks. You just ask me, what can I do for you? You can hear I'm a little out of breath. So what am I going to do after this? First of all, I'm going to hydrate. Hydrate. Water is important. At the same time, I'm going to make myself a protein shake. So you get done, you reward yourself with healthy food. You don't all of a sudden say, I worked out the calories. Now I'm going to go eat crap. I'm going to run to a fast food restaurant. No, reward yourself. Thank yourself for working out. and then feed the body properly. All right, let me see. Monster walks with those bad boys. Eva, you bet. That's probably my favorite thing. Might not be my client's favorite thing, but it is one of my favorite things. Rose, this is awesome. So many great tips. I feel motivated to keep on doing these things just to move and flow that blood. That's right. Thanks for your expertise. Please send the bill to Julie Fabian. No bill needed. You got it. This is what I'm here for. I love to help out. All right. If you have any other questions, if there's something you would like for me to feature on a future wellness workout Wednesday or a fitness Friday, let me know. We've got you covered. I got my little workout in ready. All right, just a little bit. Now I'll do a little bit more later this afternoon. So tomorrow morning, tune in. We've got Dot Fleshman. So she's going to be coming on a day early because after all, we have our huge show on tap on Friday. So tomorrow, Dot has a guest that will be joining. And he'll be talking about the 50-year mortgages. It's such a hot topic in the news right now that it made sense for us to address it tomorrow. We'll also be talking about some gift giving ideas. So maybe it is for the kids, maybe it's for the teachers, maybe it is for someone that works in the service industry, maybe it's for your in-laws. Again, your neighbors, anyone that you're thinking, I want to be creative, but I don't want to break the bank. So on our Friendship Friday, we're going to discuss that. She's also going to talk about something that she's very big on. It's this live nativity scene at a church that she volunteers at. So we'll do that. And we'll also talk about the incredible work she's been doing, the selling and the buying of homes. She's got more that she'll be passing along to us. So that's tomorrow, Real Estate Talk and our Friendship Friday moved a day early. And then coming up on Friday, I do hope we get a chance to see as many of you as possible. I know some of you might have to go off to work. I would love for you to support these stores then if you can't come tomorrow. Thank you to Upshot Coffee in Cottleville. Thank you to Blooming Daisy Marketplace. And thank you to the ladies at Oh My Posh Boutique. All of them in Cottleville, they're welcoming us for our big 750th show celebration tomorrow. Food and coffee and tea for breakfast at 9 a.m. And then about 9:45, we will head over to Blooming Daisy Marketplace. We'll be there till about probably 10:45, 10:50. And then we'll rush on down to Oh My Posh Boutique. It's going to be a blast. So if you haven't done shopping like me, Friday will be your first day of being able to knock off some of those things on the list. And then if you still have a few items you need, or you still are going to just get ready to start, you got another opportunity on December 12th. We will be at Christopher's and Ma Gifts, which is the STL gift family in Kirkwood, directly across from Kirkwood Farmers Market. We will be there at 7 a.m. for our big holiday show. And you bet we're going to put you in the spirit of the holiday with the Kingsbury Place Singers. Life is like a precious pearl. I hope we get a chance to see you. If you've never been there, look at the store. It's absolutely gorgeous, all decked out for Christmas. They've got clothes, they have candles, they have jewelry, they have everything you need for your homes. They even have items for the kitchen, which we just featured on a Foodie Friday with Mark just a couple of weeks ago. So if you've never been, you are going to fall in love with Christopher. So some exciting things to come. And I'm going to tell you about a boutique we'll be at in February, Apricot Lane Boutique, which is in the Winghaven area. We're going to talk to Monica Lynn. And yes, she has the exact same first and middle name that I do. Let me check. I think it's the 10th. Just want to make sure. Yes. So February 10th, mark on your calendar. We will be at Apricot Lane Boutique, which is in Winghaven. And we're going to do the show at 4:00 in the afternoon. Always trying to hit different time frames for those of you that are working. You're like, hey, I want to be a part of this. So February 10th. And then I've got another boutique that I'm talking to and a couple of other new places, restaurants, etc., that want to do these mobile Monicas coming into the new year. So if you're not familiar with it, we take the show on the road and bring it to your business. And you've got thousands upon thousands of viewers that follow my pages that are going to have eyes on you. So it's a win-win for everybody. Mobile Monicas, just shoot me an email at info@therealmonicaadams.com. All right. We also always want to make sure that we get your spiritual side into play. So yesterday we read from Jesus Listens. Let's do that again today. If you're new to the show, this is how I always wrap up the show. I like to bring in some faith. I'm a very faith-based person. If you're not, it's okay. Maybe you just want to listen. Take in whatever is going to affect your spirit and your soul. Maybe you're questioning, maybe you're in, I mentioned this the other day. Although we all want to believe that this is the happiest time of the year, for some it's the hardest because they've lost someone. And let's always remember that. This could be the very first holiday without their loved one. Maybe they lost their spouse, they lost a child, they lost a parent, they lost a dear friend. Let's remember to check in on them and see how they're doing, and maybe take them out of the house because we need to keep their mind active. Okay, so remember, even though we might be going along and we're enjoying how incredible we feel the holiday is, remember that's not the case for everybody. Okay, so these devotionals we read from, we have several. This particular one is Sarah Young. It's called Jesus Listens on this December 3rd. Supreme Savior, I don't want to be weighed down by the clutter in my life. Lots of little chores waiting to be done sometime in no particular order. When I focus too much on these petty tasks, trying to get all of them out of the way, I discover that they're endless. They can eat up as much time as I devote to them. So thank you for showing me that the remedy is to stop trying to do all my chores at once and instead just focus on the ones I need to do today, right? It's a really important thing to think about. Small things at a time. Otherwise, it feels like it's overwhelming and arduous to try to do everything at once. Small chores. Please help me choose the tasks that you want me to accomplish this day, letting the rest of them slip into the background of my mind and rest the mind. It makes it possible for me to keep you in the forefront of my awareness. We talk about the prefrontal cortex. It's the decision-making part of our brain. My ultimate goal is living close to you, ready to respond to your initiatives. I can communicate with you most freely when my mind is uncluttered and turned toward you. As I seek your face throughout the day, I ask for your presence to bring order to my thoughts and peace into my entire being. In your redeeming name, Jesus, amen. Daily devotional prayers of peace, joy, and hope. It's Jesus Listens, Sarah Young. And so that's actually another good point to bring up as we wrap up. You might be asking for a devotional or maybe a journal for the holiday because you're seeking more. I want to tell you, I'm really excited about this. For those of you that attended our Faith in the Fields at Le Champ des Fleurs by Stone Soup Cottage, and you asked, please tell me that you have more to come. Well, we absolutely do. We're now going to move from the fields to the fireplace inside of the gorgeous cottage in Cottleville, Missouri. Le Champ des Fleurs by Stone Soup Cottage. We are going to, in January, be doing From the Fields to the Fire. And it's going to be a monthly series, probably on a Sunday. I know a lot of you that asked me to email to let you know when we were going to do it because the other one was a quick pop-up that about 20 of you were able to come to. We're going to make them exclusive and smaller. So 20 people and that's it. When those tickets go on sale, you want to snatch them up immediately. The other thing is, speaking of tickets, this Friday at 8 a.m., Sip, Savor, and Discover. It's an intimate fireside evening of exceptional wine. So if you are looking for something for yourself or a gift certificate for someone, you're going to want this. This is at Le Champ des Fleurs, and they've got a ton coming up December 11th, 13th, 15th, 17th, 19th, 22nd, and 30th. So you can do a pre-get together with family and friends and attend one of these. They're also going to do one January 2nd. They have so much planned for you. And because you are a viewer of the Real Monica Adams Show, I'm going to give you a special code to be able to buy tickets for this because I'm going to tell you what, when she launches these Friday at 8 a.m., they will go like that. And there's tons of people that saw the reel I put together last night. And they're like, oh my God, where is that? I want to go to that. You do. Trust me on this. It's intimate. It's great food. She is incredible in the way she teaches pairings. So if you're hosting an event and you're like, I have no idea how to pair wines with food, I just want to learn about Spain. I want to learn about wines that are 97 points and above. I want to learn about the Bordeaux region or Rhone. She's got so much coming up. Le Champ des Fleurs. Be sure to follow them on social media. Go to Stone Soup Cottage, and it'll bring up the Le Champ des Fleurs page. Sip, Savor, and Discover. Again, tickets go on sale to her recurring customers. She sent out to her VIPs that they would get an opportunity to get the tickets, and then they launch live to the general public, and they will be gone. If you're familiar with Stone Soup Cottage, you know when they put anything on sale, or when they put their tickets out, I should say, that immediately they go. And people are like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to get in. Well, I'm letting you know that I'm going to give you a special code for you to be a part of this. because you're a viewer of the show, you're going to get in early. Isn't that exciting? Very exciting. How do you do these when your knees won't let you move like that? Candy, I tell you what, that's a great question. So we'll take care of yours in our next week's show. We will address working out with a knee injury. Does that sound good? Because we got to wrap up now. We're going to go tomorrow again with Dot Fleshman, Friday, the big show in Cottleville. Next week, we have JG Optimal Wellness with Jenny Gabriel back on Monday. And then who do we have Tuesday? Also, by the way, do you have a restaurant or chef that you would like for us to feature? Because we're going to be lining up our Foodie Fridays or a Whipping It Up Wednesday. This week, because of the snow, we were going to feature Havana 1961. She couldn't make it out of her driveway, so unfortunately, we are not going to have a cooking show. We will be eating food together on Friday at Upshite Coffee, but we won't have a Foodie Friday this week, unfortunately. So on tap for Tuesday, let's see. As I mentioned, we've got Jenny Gabriel. And then the 9th. Oh, yes. Oh, wonderful story of overcoming. Christine Rollo. Boy, wait till you hear what she's gone through. Those are one of those inspiring stories of overcoming that I absolutely love. So that's on tap. And then next Wednesday, we'll do a Wellness Workout Wednesday. Candy Cox, be sure to be tuning in 7 a.m. because you don't know where in the hour I'll be doing it. I will address working out with knee issues. Sound good? All right, if you could be a thumbs up, you would give me a thumbs up. Candy Jones Cox, next Wednesday is for you. And then for all of you, same thing. You want me to address something for you in a coming week? Shoot me an email. Start loading up my email box. info@therealmonicaadams.com. It's those kind of questions. That's exactly what we would do during my Monica's Motivational Moment. So Candy, that one will be for you. All right, everybody. Love you so much. Oh, wait. So hard to work out alone. How do you prepare for that? Okay, Tam, I'm so sorry. I didn't see that earlier. Tammy O'Rourke. Anybody else did I miss? Love those bands. Kathleen said, over the years, I was very faithful about working out, but fell off the bandwagon this year. Your routine today has inspired me to resurrect my routine. Oh, I love that. Fantastic. And it's always difficult when I'm doing a set using different pieces of equipment, only to return that someone else has snuck in. Okay, we got that one, Eva. So, Kathleen, I'm so glad that inspired you. And then Tammy, I would tell you to find an accountability partner. So a family member, a friend, a loved one. Why don't you text them or call them or meet them for coffee and say, hey, I want to do this and I don't want to wait till January 1st. I was watching Monica this morning and I'm ready to take back my life. So I understand, Tammy, it's hard. So maybe you get on Zoom. Do you know, I don't know if you know this, but I have clients who work out with me right here in person. And then I have a girl who works out with me from Hawaii. I have another girl who works out with me from Colorado. We have people from all over the place and all they do is Zoom in. So you can Zoom and work out with us. You can Zoom and work out with a friend. And then you're not alone, right? You're able to talk to each other. Don't talk too long because I want you to get back into your workout. But Tammy, does that help you prepare to, if you absolutely can't, then yes, you've got to do the motivation for yourself. You just put it into your phone, in your calendar and say, it's time for Tammy. It's my workout and there is no negotiating. It is non-negotiable. It's one of the biggest things that I've told people. You want to take care of you, then you put it in there as an appointment, just like you were meeting somebody for a meeting. You wouldn't disappoint them. You wouldn't want to let them down. Don't let yourself down. So Tammy, I hope that helps. But also just to let you know that if you're struggling to work out alone, why don't you join us? You can join us via Zoom and you don't have to be alone. And you can have very minimal equipment like we showed you today. All right. What a great show. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did, providing to you that mental, physical, spiritual balance of life, that triangle of wellness. Love you all. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. God bless you. And I'll see you tomorrow morning at 7 a.m.